Yo, we're back in Philadelphia. Today we got Olu with us. Olu, say what's up.
Hey y'all, welcome, hello. Thanks friends, thanks for coming, thanks for joining us. Here we are, we're in the greatest city in the world and it's beautiful here and we love it. And thanks Paulie for coming.
Of course. Can you tell the people how long you've been shooting and kind of what type of photography you typically engage in?
I've been taking photographs maybe since I was like 8 years old. We're some odd less than 20 years in. Yeah, mostly photographs of people. Almost always photographs of people, sometimes subway tunnels or steam turbines, horses, but mostly people. But all of those things are present. Yeah. It's a weird mix, but it's becoming more common as time goes on somehow at the same time.
Where are we shooting today?
Yeah, well, today we are gonna do what is a really standard, really basic street photo boy Philadelphia loop. We're gonna start at City Hall. We're gonna hope and pray that some folks appear. We're gonna walk Chestnut to the Rittenhouse area and back. And if our feet are up for it, we'll head Market East over to Chinatown and then maybe hit Dilworth one more time. You know, we're going for highest traffic density, most diversity, and we are seeking human interaction, engagement, touches, hands, things, definitive textures, and characters as we see them in people's reactions to us. And we'll see what we get. Street photography is so silly. It's just you like staring at everyone for half a second at a time. And yeah, let's hit 10th Street real quick. Yeah, so this is Philadelphia. It's like not really enough people are on the block for this, and you put time in. But every like 15 minutes or so, maybe.
How often are you coming out here to shoot street?
It depends on my work schedule. I work in transportation, which is pretty brutal for scheduling sometimes. So some months I have a schedule, some months they call me the day before I have to work. But now I have Monday through Friday for the first time in a full calendar year, which is nuts. It's been a really long year. Yeah, when I'm being really good, when I'm being well behaved, it's every day. It should be every day. It should be at least a piece of every day, I think. Or at least that's when it works its best. Whatever it is, I'm not really sure how even to describe the practice, but something you have to at least engage with every day, or your zone focusing will be way off.
You're born and raised in Philly, right?
Oh yeah. A long time here. Yeah, born and raised in Philly. It's been really funny. It's a really funny place. You know, there aren't many other places where you can ride a horse and operate a subway train in the same day. There's only a few of us that get to say that we've done that, you know? And that's also been cool. That's been a reason why I haven't had a camera in my hands for a while. I was operating the Broad Street Line subway trains for a few months, and that was pretty much nonstop. But it was cool, you know, because it's still Philadelphia. It's still small enough. People recognize you, come up to the window like, yo, like, you walked the horses at my kid's 8-year-old birthday party. Like and also we're neighbors. Philadelphia's great. It's kind of less of itself every day in one way or another, but it's still undeniable.
What camera are you shooting with today?
I got my little F100 with us today, and the Hasselblad's in the bag for if a moment should require a Hasselblad. It's there, but on a cloudy day like this one, and you know, in a quicker paced environment, I like the continuous shutter situation. We'll cross this way and then we'll work our way over to City Hall. But the Hasselblad is fun too. A lot of people don't remember what cameras like that used to look like. So you can really just take your time with it and people aren't afraid, or people think I look like a cartoon character anyway. So I can get away with a lot. Or people don't really, you know, if you're looking elsewhere, folks aren't really sure what you're up to or what you're looking at. And I like how conspicuous they are. And when, you know, people start yelling at me, I'm like, oh, it's a toy. It doesn't take any pictures on it. It's just I'm doing Instagram pranks. And they're like, oh, okay. You look like a prank. You could be pranking me. I used to just take pictures of trains until I was like 14. And then I kind of realized you could take pictures of people, and it's kind of new for me still. Street photography is really funny. It's like you just kind of go outside and be silly, and then sometimes you have something that's like, you know, worth critical acclaim and historic archive, but you were just being silly with a piece of plastic. It's awesome. Photography's great. Photographs are great. Street photography specifically is such a fun and unique part of visual art and hip hop at the same time, and it's just those are things that are fun. Love to have fun. Life is too hard not to do the things that are fun. It's a lot of sorting, because if you just took every photograph you could, just be boring pictures of people. You know, I think I've only been playing the game in a serious way for a couple of years myself. Yeah, I only got like 20 photographs out of all that.
20 photographs that you like?
I think 20 that are like classically defined as street photographs and are also good photographs at the same time, that are timeless and can stand alone without or with each other as individual pieces and all be excellent. I'd say a maximum of 20, and that's very generous. That's like a self-love definition of how many you have. Like, yeah, just strong 20.
What's your ratio of critical focusing through the viewfinder versus range focusing?
Depends on the time of day. I like to like hide myself behind sun glare or work with it, or I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of showing off today too with the range finding. But I would say it's like 60-40. And the ones that are 60 or 40 changes. Sometimes I'm heavy on one or the other. I try to force myself to range find as much as I can, just because that's, you know, I'm weaker there. But I'm working on it. I'm getting better with my my accuracy with range finding. I'm pretty good with like 2 3/4 feet away. 3 feet away, I'm pretty good with. Anything under 2 feet, I'm like, ah. But I like close proximity, wide.
No music videos though. Yeah. Nah. Yeah, man, you too, bro.
You know what? I kind of like the colors where he is. The Hasselblad might have to come out. But this is the smallest percentage of what's in my portfolio. No, I'm good. Hold up, man. I'm working. I'm sorry. Yo, bro, real quick though. I do like your fit. Can I just get a photograph of you real quick? You're good right where you are. You actually edge out by a couple inches. Yeah, right there. Just get comfortable. Now you can act like I'm not here. Go ahead, you just, you know, you sit there, you smoke, you do that thing. You mind looking my way?
Y'all smoke?
I used to, but I'm not supposed to now.
Right.
I work for SEPTA, so they hate that.
That's what's up, bro. That's a good job. That's a good job.
Everybody
you
says that.
Get your pictures done and shit.
Yeah. That's really what I do it for. I do it so I can pay for the film.
Y'all fit.
Aw, finally got my wind shot today. That was a good one. Okay, thanks, Chestnut Street. Something, anything. Okay, Hasselblad's going back away. It's done.
What impact does being from here play into you becoming a photographer and wanting to document and take photos?
Honest answer, the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad started it. But as I grew older and kind of took note of the things that I loved about this place so much, formed an opinion and gained knowledge, Philadelphia kind of has and is built of everything that I seek to capture and photograph, and all the reasons why I'd like to document one. You know, the architecture, little tiny microcosms of weird subcultures, you know, horses, old railroad infrastructure, architecture. We still have alleyways. Everyone knows each other. There's a lot of black people. And there's something really unique about what community means in Philadelphia like across a really wide gamut. And I like all of those things, and I don't see them just exactly this way elsewhere. But everything I want to shoot is in Philly. Everything that I want to do with a photograph happens in Philadelphia. We're camping.
Camping versus...
We're camping and it's not really happening. Camping versus walking.
Camping versus hunting. Where do you stand on that?
Oh, you should stay in motion unless it's really happening where you're at. Like, let's say we have really strong light and you're in a densely populated and crowded urban metropolis. You got your one ray of sun, you got your one corner for an hour. That's all right. But otherwise, if it's not happening, you have to keep moving because you have to find it. It usually does not come to you. Yeah, we'll keep walking down Walnut. As I stood here looking, everyone that was here has passed us by. Popular camping spot, but I'm not feeling it right now.
This is what, Walnut and what street is this?
We're at 18th and Walnut.
18th Walnut, right by this little park.
Yeah, Rittenhouse is kind of giving it to us today. We're gonna bite. We're gonna go in Rittenhouse, which you kind of don't really want to do as a street photographer. You know, it's like, oh, Rittenhouse pictures. Again, that's all you did today. All you could get was Rit pics. But it's all right, you know. Sometimes we don't have a choice. We take what we can get. And the getting ain't so good today. There's nothing wrong with that. Because it can't be every day. That's what you commit to by subscribing to the belief that it's important to add value to moments by deciding to capture them and do so in a way that is objectively tasteful. That's your commitment to spending hours walking around looking like a goofball. At least you burn some calories. He's into it. Nice.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry, I wanted to join the fun.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll leave you to it.
As the squirrels part or as the feeding part?
Oh, the whole thing is
Give
nice.
him a nut and he can feed a squirrel.
Yeah. Here.
You don't mind?
Not at all.
Thank you. I'll give it a try. It's my first time.
It's pretty low skill. I think you're going to master it in no time.
I'll take your word for it. I'll wait until one's a little closer. Thank you. He's burying that one. He must not be hungry right now. Can feed some squirrels in a second. Oh, is he ready for more? All right, so that is a repeat customer.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, buddy. I'm getting all dirty for you. No, I'm gonna give it to you. There you go.
Yeah, you did 100%.
Thanks, I couldn't have done it without you. Have a good one. Philadelphia is so funny. Especially being from here, you have the right to join everyone's interactions with each other at all times. Any of these people could walk up to us right now and start talking and it would be okay. And we could do the same. It would be all right. I don't know if too many other places are like that. Plus that was kind of cool, the squirrel did take it. I'm gonna do that again later. I was a little bit younger, I was less committed to any particular style or pursuit beyond just like well-exposed film photograph of subjects. But now that street has kind of taken over my life in a bit of a way, the 28 stays on. I get it. Get what everyone has always meant by that. Nah, all right, fuck this. Let's go back to City Hall, hope that, some hooligans are at Dilworth being bad. And if we got nothing, we'll go underground for a little bit. I like City Hall Station. As far as subway stations go in Philadelphia, it has my favorite unique characteristics. It still has some of its original grit on the Broad Street line portion at least. And you know me, I'm a big Broad Street line fan anyway. I've walked the whole thing, taken trains up and down the whole thing. Street photography, again, it's happening. Oh, cutie.
Oh.
Sorry, it's a really cute one. And again, see with Philadelphia, the horses. We love the horses here. These horses aren't my favorite horses, but just the point is the horses.
Where do you fall in terms of like walking in groups while photographing?
Oh, the kids used to love that, but now everyone wants to do their own thing. They're too cool for school now. Nobody wants to walk together no more. I'm like, what's up, y'all? Let's go do the thing. They're like, I don't know. I have a Leica now. Like, I'd like to do my own thing with my Leica. I'm like, okay. But I really enjoy that. That used to be a lot of the fun for photo in general, whether it be street or, the bridge climbing thing or power plants. There's there's like 6 of us and half of us are funny and the other half are into how the other ones are funny. And it's like, okay, now we're all friends. And there are some good photographs sometimes. Let's do it together. It's like, be curious about developing a better relationship with one another and enjoy the fruits of our labor together at the same time. But it's something about I don't want to say modern world. It's such a like general statement. And it's so dismissive of like large groups of people who are like really loving with one another and committed to like supporting each other in ways. But I think, something about photography especially, you begin to take yourself a little bit too seriously. You kind of like lose sight of the joys and benefits of community. But I love to walk together. This doesn't happen as much as it used to and as much as I wish it still would. But that's okay. I make new friends every day.
With the photos that you share online and stuff, like on your Instagram, most of it's color, but there's some hints of black and white in there.
I've been sprinkling them in recently. I'm kind of weird with Instagram in general. There's like virtually none of the work that's on there is new. A lot of it is like several years old. And I save my recent work for like gallery viewings, and I like to do a few a year to catch folks up on what my stuff really looks like now. Because I find that being in the room, having it printed large and being able to explain like, like this is a street photograph, but also like this person is riding a train that I'm motoring, which is cool because, I also was once a passenger interested in looking through the window and on the train tracks, and this other one is this, that, and the third, and this was like my favorite horse and it's dead now, and like, it's just, to be able to contextualize all of your work in person, in real time, is much more rewarding than having it printed so tiny on a little digital screen and like, is your brightness all the way up when you're looking at it? Did you zoom in? And you're not gonna DM me to ask me like, hey, like, what's the significance of the framing on this? And I wish that you would, but if you see me in person, you're more likely to. So yeah, Instagram, all old Hasselblad stuff, which I'm still committed to, is always Portrait 160 in the Hasselblad and always T-Max 400 in the F100.
Do you ever feel like, because you're not sharing your work with the large audience that is on Instagram, you become kind of misrepresented of what your work is to everybody else?
No, absolutely there's room for that. I try to make up for that with like constant yet cryptic, to a degree, Instagram story posts. Also, a lot of my followers are not really there for, having conversations about the value of visual art or photography and how as your relationship with life develops, visually your languages change and all that shit. Like, people aren't doing that.
That's an old one. Bro, spend a little help here.
I'm working, I can't. He's gonna start yelling at me in a second.
My guy.
Yeah, get flipped up, let's go. With the sun, okay. Good for him. My picture was probably better though. I'll get it to him if I see him again. Oh, I gotta cross the street. See, that's one critical focus shot today. I love the on shoulders, over shoulders, hands, faces. I don't know what it is about it, but it's undeniable to me. I'm sorry, what were we talking about? I just kind of love it, like the misrepresentation. A bunch of people who really have no idea what's going on, but at least that way they're constantly surprised. And there's always a merit for them to come see what's happening in person. I think the last show we did, people were coming out, they were like, yo, like these are all black and white and really big, like happened to the big color square thing. And I was like, well, yeah, I've been doing this for the past 3 years, really hardcore. And they're like, oh, okay. I like that to show versatility, and also develop your own craft and like pushing slight differences in the medium. Like a 20 millimeter can do something a 28 could never do, and vice versa. And like, you know, taking same photograph with your 4x5 setup as your point and shoot camera, it's going to yield completely different photographs of the same subject with the same composition. And it's good to know what those differences look and feel like so you can utilize them to the best of your ability. And also further your abilities by doing so. And it's fun. You know, it's fun, you know. Don't do the same thing forever. Or you can, that's also great. But whatever it takes for you to have fun, how about yourself? Are people up to date with your work? Do you feel like? Not at all. You know what? Most great photographers, that is the way with them and social media. Somehow with no discussion as a group or a community, I find that folks that, not to say there's anything wrong with posting on Instagram either, I don't know. But most folks come to that conclusion that like it's not the best medium for, you know, being perceived. That's another thing, like I have like large bodies of work that require a lot of context to understand the significance of, you know, any set image, stuff completely unrelated to street. And if I were to post any of that, I'd always be robbing myself of like the larger body to post all at once cohesively in printed publication. I don't want to live like that. A lot of these things are things I can't shoot again. I can't show them for the first time again. All right, I'm about to body this, man. Excuse me, sir, when is your break? Badge and keys. How's it going today?
Just getting started.
I'm sorry to hear that, my friend.
Just getting started.
Hopefully you don't mind me. You know why I walked over here.
What you on today?
Yeah, I got Saturday and Sunday, lucky for me.
Down here catching your flicks.
Yeah. Do you mind? You don't care. You know it's good. I gotta find you in the image first. You mind looking up at me? Cool. Thanks. Appreciate that. Nazir Weeman taught me that trick with the above thing. I'm putting it away. You wanna try to go downstairs?
That's up to you.
Yeah, let's do it, you know. Just in case something's down there. It's a lot harder to get away with, but it's worth it sometimes. Plus, we might see one of my friends, you know, riding by on a train.
How often do you go underground to take photos? Like
Of
this?
people?
Like, yeah, well, just in general, like what we're about to do.
During the winter, like every day, if I'm being really good about it. But sometimes my work locations differ, and I can't get to the same spots. And some of them aren't as friendly as others. I like to know there should at least be some yield of the effort.
What are you looking for when you go down there?
I'm looking for folks, this is gonna sound terrible, with headphones on, not really paying attention to me. I try to like blend in as a tourist in some ways. Like the camera is out. You see the camera before you see me. You look at me, you don't take me very seriously, so you're not feeling on edge. And I'm just, I look for the same stuff I look for up here, just moving way slower, because I'm like, kind of stuck with the 30th of a second at f4 at best. Don't worry about me.
What's up?
Y'all on things.
Yeah, man.
Look at this motherfucker.
Okay, here alone.
Hey, I was kind of thinking I might run into you.
How are you?
One of Philadelphia's finest.
Hey.
When you're on the Broad Street line, think this one. What do you got today?
28, bro.
So you can prove it. I used to do trains, right?
Mm-hmm.
I heard it here first. I really did do this.
This dude was #1 in our class.
Whoa, number one.
#1 in the class. First to get everything.
All right, don't do that. Is there anything you want to tell the world?
Listen. For all of you who really, really love trains, continue to be careful out there. These trains move a lot faster than what you may think.
Public safety.
You like the squeeze.
I'm curious about your gallery shows.
Oh.
How long you been doing them? What was kind of like your intro into that space?
Okay. I used to work at custom framing shop, FWS Gallery, Framework Studio and Gallery, 21st and Walnut. Was there for several years, and in 2020, I had my first opportunity to show printed work. I won those photo award things, live out there on the internet, and I had an opportunity through the Halide project, or Halide, not sure how that's pronounced, shamefully, sorry. But, and then from there I was like, well, why don't we just show these in-house and have these big little parties, it'd be a neat way to have a bunch of folks come together, show work that I'm excited about. And I used to work there, so they're really friendly about letting me use the space. And I think that the owner likes the artists I bring in, and people usually come to our shows. Well, I'll do a few group shows a year. I guess it's been 2 years now, consistently. And then there's been a little bit of a gap since the last one, just because my hours have been crazy with the trains and stuff. But now we're back. I think we're gonna have another one by the fall. But I wouldn't say it was really a very authentic introduction to the gallery world. I wouldn't even say that it is. It's kind of like a pirate version of it. It's like, I know a place and they'll frame it and they have good glass and I worked here so they're nice and I know we can do it and it won't cost as much money as it should. Let's go. And then we all use our little social media platforms and all of a sudden there are consistently rooms of hundreds of people whenever we say so, which is great. That's the whole point. You want people to see your photographs. I mean, you want to take them, but the next best thing is having people come to look at them. That's super fun. It's like Christmas every time, honestly. Well, or for me at least.
That's meeting. Yeah, it's definitely, yeah. Yeah, I think there are people that come to this conference every year complaining about
You have any short-term goals when it comes to your photography?
Short-term goals.
Within the next, say, year or two?
I want to get really good at it. That's a big goal for me. I like to get good at it. I want to have more of it that's good enough to show faster. I want to spend more time on making more work too. And my long-term goals are exactly the same. It's just fun. And I want more time to do the thing that I think is fun. And also have it be good.
We kind of touched on this earlier, but how do you find balance between your job, because you do work a full-time job, and trying to find time to get good at this in all facets?
It just means that all of my free time is constantly divided in threes, right? It's like photography, one of the three, and then everything at home is another third, and then there's the gym, which gets its own third. So let's say I have 6 hours of free time in a day. 2 of them are fully committed to photography. I guess the other one is laundry and the other one is groceries if I'm close enough to something. Then the other 2, I'm caffeinated out of my mind and I am lifting a bar and putting it back down. That's all I got. Yeah, maybe I could, I'm trying to tipple that scale to include more photo now that it's nicer and there will be a higher yield for reward. But yeah, my division is pretty consistent. The way it is outside in the world has nothing to do with me, but I keep up my end of the commitment. I do give it my all, whatever my all may be, any given day or period of my life. But I'm always doing this. Everyone you met today with me, they knew to expect to see a camera in my hand or in their face. Shit, somehow, even the people I met today that didn't know who I was, I felt like natural to them that I had a camera in their face too. It's just a part of me, just an extension of me that is completely necessary, that almost has nothing to do with me at all, just going to happen. Excuse me, your outfit. Do you mind coming back into the light? I'll be quick. Just right here. Perfect, perfect. Turn this way. Thank you, thank you. And however you feel comfortable. Would you mind looking over at me? Perfect, you're free. Thank you, it was beautiful.
I have a card. When you print that, could you bring? I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm at the store right down the street here.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, that was fun. I got my corner shot. Look at life. The guy with the doll on his shoulder, I thought about it, but he just wasn't in the light. Then I was like, this isn't really a good picture. It's just the one thing that's happening right now. You know what I mean? Kind of balance, like, is this good or am I bored? You're almost always bored if you have to ask. That's all right. I can't afford to take boring photographs right now.
Do you ever feel like you miss photos because you're thinking about not taking photos because of the film price?
No, but I should be doing that. I'm so comfortable. Like, although it's becoming increasingly inaccessible and unaffordable, after committing so hard to film photography being my only outlet for taking a photograph, kind of have no choice but to treat it like a cell phone picture, because it's not ever worth not taking the photograph if the photograph is like ripe for the taking. Like, if it's a photo that you would typically take, that you know you're going to use, if that shot comes out the way you see it, have your settings for, you can't afford to not take a photograph that might be, you know, a part of your personal legacy forever, and maybe somebody else's moment in this world that might mean a lot to them too. It's your responsibility by way of your having decided to be a photographer. So unfortunately, no, I never skip the photo because I can't afford to. I just end up running out, and then it's not up to me anymore. When you run out of film, it's like, okay, I've clocked out of the responsibility, you know?
Do you have a favorite photo of yours?
I don't know. They're all so different. I can't wait to show you. But I probably have like a favorite photograph of a steam turbine, favorite photograph of a cat. Hard to pick a favorite photograph of a person, though. They kind of get better all the time. Which, I mean, you know, they should be if things are going just right. Yeah, I like to think I'm still getting better. Finding what, you know, angle of view correlates to my eye most of the time, and, you know, is it 28 or is it 24, or like, do I need to commit to a faster setup in terms of medium format, like blah, blah, blah. But yeah, not yet. I'm sure at the end though, there'll be one that is the best. Or there better be. Shit, I hope they're good. That's all right though. If they're not good yet, I have a lot to work towards. Do you ever feel like if the best photo you took that day was of someone you knew, you kind of failed?
All right, finish the sentence. I take photos because.
Because I love it. I love everyone. Kind of love everything. It's completely driven by emotion. For me personally, it is a fully emotional, like mostly irrational thing to be doing, especially at this price point, and as a task for fun. Like, yo, I'm gonna go out there and take the most flattering photographs I can of people who, you know, whoever calls me, wherever I feel called to create a document to last for hundreds of years. I'm gonna go provide an act of love in the world in this way that is special for all of us. Yeah, that's it for me. And I think it shows in the work too. And I have a lot of fun. It's all love. That's all it is. That's what love is supposed to be.
All right, that's gonna do it for this episode of Walkie Talkie. Olu, thanks for hanging out with me today.
Oh, thank you for coming. I had a great time, but we always do.
Let people know they can show you some love.
Yeah, well, you can find me on Instagram. Spell it out for you. I know it's hard. Olu Okiemute. And my Flickr's out there somewhere for any of you who are still doing that. I haven't touched it in years, so don't judge me. I think it's like Signal Division on Flickr right now. But those are, you can catch me on my Instagram. Or I'm gonna be outside. I'll be underground. Be on a bridge. You will see me. It's hard to miss me. This is my character uniform most of the time. Big keys, lots of keys. Bag has my name on it. You will know it's me. Thank you.
Peace.
Now when they see us in the streets, all they wanna